people can be so rude at times.
Well, let's see things from their perspective. I mean, so some of us are taught to think about how actions impact others. So why don't we also take that a step further and think about how others are already thinking about how their actions impact others. So if we take that to another degree, we can see that maybe it's just that they haven't thought about all the impacts of their action.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes people just kind of lack the awareness that what they're doing does leave an actual kind of lasting impact on others. Like just the other night, getting some nice frozen yogurt for this lovely lady, and there were some girls that they kind of were just leaving like dispenser levers open, so there's ice cream dripping out everywhere, products just kind of all over the counter that were supposed to be in fridges, and it was a place that you pay, by the weight for the ice cream and toppings you get. They were already eating spoonfuls, multiple spoonfuls of their ice cream before they even paid. Definitely could tell that the workers were frustrated, but what is it? Those are the kind of times where you kind of just try to be that kind of good Samaritan for, that person in their stead. Just like I pushed up the levers to help try to stop any more product waste for the employees, and also just showing them patience, kindness, and respect because they've already had to spend, some of their energy with people who may not have realized that they were affecting others.
Yeah, people are more willing to do things that are less okay if they think that that is the norm. I mean, people are more willing to cheat on a test if they think that other people are cheating on a test. People are more willing to not clean up after themselves if they think that that's how other people do things. A lot of movie theaters are like that because people think that that's the norm of dumping things on the ground because they're like, oh, everyone else does this. When in reality, that is not everyone else does that.
No.
But I would argue that almost nobody thinks of themselves as inconsiderate. And I think that a lot of time it's just we're not realizing how much our own actions inconvenience others. We might think about it in some cases, but we don't really realize every single way that it does. So I often just take the time to extend grace to others. Like, it's easier to go through life assuming that others are trying to do their best and maybe making mistakes in doing so than thinking that others are being jerks. It makes life a lot more difficult when you think that everyone is trying to make things hard.
It wastes a lot more of your energy too. And for people who do understand what their impact is doing, your energy is not worth being spent on that.